G'day everybody, Des here for my Aussie Garden and Kitchen Garden Edition. In this video today, I'm going to share with you some of my plans for some projects I'm going to be doing in the backyard. Some new garden beds and a big two-man project, which is going to be a big enclosed area. More about that later. And yeah, we'll have a look at the orchard and some of the veggies and berries, and maybe if I can remember some other plans going on here, we'll look at those. Let's go have a look. So here I am in the enclosed orchard, and as you can see, well, you'll probably see in the next minute or so, I've got trees that are pretty much have been pruned in summer, ones that should have been pruned in summer. I'm all over the place out here. I'm really behind. So if I can, I'm going to get out here and cut some of these back a little bit. It's very late for a summer prune, but I really need to do it to some of these. And then once the leaves fall off in winter, they'll get a winter prune as well. So there's some of the branches from my summer pruning, plus you'll see more just over the back over there. And that was pretty good. I did a deep prune on some of the trees over here. So my Santa Rosa plum, that got a really good pruning, a really good cutback. And it was just getting too tall for me. I don't want to be having to get onto a ladder to pick fruit. So as you can see in here, I've cut back a lot of the branches, and then what will happen is I'll pick out some of these new ones and keep some of these new ones. And that's pretty much all around the tree. You can see here, I've cut back. That was a really bad cut, unfortunately. But yeah, I've cut it back, and these new shoots here will be branches that I'll keep in the future. I open it up in the middle just to let some air and sunlight through. So yeah, again, when winter comes, this will get a bit of a trimming and a tidy up. The apricot tree was getting pretty big, so I cut that back pretty harshly, and you can see all the new growth coming out from where I've been cutting it. So yeah, again, I'll just take the pick of the branches that I want to keep. Yeah, and this will be, again, a manageable height. And again, that will get, this one probably won't get pruned in winter, but I'll probably do another pruning next summer. The two cherry trees down the back here, they're going to need a bit of a prune, so I really need to get out and do that. My Spelliade plum tree needs another trim. You can see all these shoots coming up from the cross branches. They all need to be cut back. That pear and that peach, I am going to give those a trim in the next couple of days because they need a bit of cutting back. And my Stella cherry is going to get a bit of a trim too. As you can see, I actually use string and I train branches on some of my fruit trees. Stella cherry I like to. And what I was doing was I was actually bending the branches downwards because they were growing upwards through the netting. And it's worked really well having the branches coming out towards me. They were so easy to harvest last summer. It was fantastic. So now that I've got myself a little wood chipper here, I'm able to get all my cuttings from, well, my mulberry trees, for instance, did all this. This is really cool. This is my first time using it, so it's a little bit rough, but it did the job. Well, that's fine. But yeah, now I can put this stuff into compost and make beautiful compost with other things. Or what I might do is actually, when I reorganize garden beds, use this sort of thing to lay down paths and have these paths made by wood chips and not so many leaves. These leaves are on top, but underneath is a lot more wood from the mulberry trees and a couple of other trees that I've chipped. Really looking forward to using this stuff around the yard. And one great thing about having chickens at home is you clean out their pens, and then you can use stuff like this in your compost, in your garden beds, and it's just fantastic, just awesome stuff. Some of you may remember this pot here suddenly grew all these little sprouts, all these little shoots. So I encouraged it and let it go because I had a feeling they look like chilies. And sure enough, look at this. I've just got so many chili plants that for some reason popped up as volunteers in this pot. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how that much seed went into the ground there like that. That's just crazy. As you can see, my favorite marigold pot is just about had its run. Can't complain. So many marigolds that I've been able to transplant around the yard. and give seeds to family. It's just been great. You can see the gap in the back there where I've been harvesting them, taking them out and replanting them in different pots and garden beds around the place. It's been great. We had a pretty warm day today, so a lot of these guys are wilting, but they'll get watered after this video, and yeah, they'll all pop up and look brand new. I've been harvesting pumpkins and zucchinis. What else? Butternuts. Oh, there's another new butternut there. And check out that pumpkin growing on top of the old bird cage there. Looking forward to that one. There's a bit of powdery mildew happening too. That's now because at night I'm getting dew and all these leaves are getting wet. But these are pretty much coming to end of life, so I'm not really rushing around trying to fix things. I'm going to harvest the last of the pumpkins and the zucchinis. Sorry, cucumbers. I think I said zucchini before. Oh man, I'm so bad today. Cucumbers. And yeah, I'll harvest all this stuff up and get all my new stuff going. For people who haven't seen it and are wondering, I've got the grow bags on a shelf here, and I have this plastic liner that goes all the way around, reinforced with little bits of wood, and that catches water, and that did really well in keeping water in the grow bags over the hot days. Obviously, that's not looking great, but that's because it was a hot day and I didn't water in the last couple of days. But no, this has been an absolutely great idea. And I'm also doing it with my strawberries. I've moved my strawberries from my outdoor living area to this section here. I've made this dodgy shelf with bricks and boards and stuff like that. And I've got all grow bags in here. And yeah, the strawberries are doing really well. As you can see, the water can collect in here, the excess water. And then, actually look at this. I've got some cherry tomatoes that are volunteer. Look at that. Actually, yeah, these are old volunteer tomatoes from last year. More strawberries up the top here. And again, they need a bit of water like all the other stuff. The potted passion fruit, looking a bit sad, but it does this and it comes back. I need to give it a trim. But yeah, this recent summer, it gave me, I think about 60 odd to 70 passion fruit. So more than enough for myself and the family. So yeah, this guy, give it a bit of a clean up. It needs a feed. And then yeah, we'll just wait until next season and hopefully there's more passion fruit. So I was talking about projects, and one project that's going to be happening hopefully this year is my grapes and my blackberry walkthrough that I've got here. What I'm going to do is get some big poles in, some bigger bird netting, and I'm going to make it completely enclosed, have a door on it, a nice screen door that I can open and close, because this by far gets attacked by the local birds. With all those grapes and blackberries ripening at the same time, it's just a target for them, and it's been a pain with this net setup that I've got here. Now I'm actually going to make it wider. I'm going to bring it out a bit further. So the passion fruit, it's a pot, so I should be able to slide it across, slide the vines across on the wire, because I want to make this a bit wider. So in this section here, I can bring in things like my raspberries in containers and things like that that get attacked by the birds, and have an indoor growing area here, safe from the birds. And yep, it'll be pretty epic to be able to pick all different berries and grapes and stuff as they're ripening and laugh at the birds as I'm eating them. My row of oranges and mandarins are doing okay. I really need to be out here looking after them better. If you saw my recent video about suckers, I managed to get a sucker that was 6 foot tall growing in the middle of one of my orange trees because I just neglected it and didn't bother looking at it. Fortunately, I cut that out. Now the energy's going back into the tree and the tree can start growing the actual tree itself and not excess growth that we don't need. And I've also got issues like leaf miner and caterpillars, particularly on the big tree here. So again, I need to get out and take care of that because it's not going to sort itself out on its own. Speaking of citrus, the lemon tree is doing really well. If you haven't seen it before, I keep it flat against the fence. That way I can walk into this yard or the other yard behind me, either side of the fence, and I'm not pushing branches of the tree out of the way. And it works really well. It Drops the yield down a little bit, but it suits us fine. We get more than enough lemons from this tree. As you can see, we've got some happening now, and yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's good fun, and it's therapeutic to get out here and trim it and sort of shape it up the way I want to shape it. Here's another future project, and this is an old cold frame that I had. You can see the angles there with the pipe. That was the roof, and essentially there's a handle here. I could open and close by lifting it up and getting into the cold frame. It's enclosed in plastic around the side, around the front, all of the top in greenhouse plastic. So the sun gets in there, it stays warm, and then I have plants in there over winter, such as pineapples and potatoes and probably some chili peppers and things like that. So this is the next project. I want to get some weed mat down on the ground, clear that out obviously, make a doorway on the front here so I can lift the lid, hold the lid up by some sort of stick or something, I don't know, and walk in when I need to. That corrugated iron that's along the back and the side there is really good at reflecting the heat and absorbing the heat. But yeah, the rest will be plastic so the sun can penetrate and warm things up and then stay warm. The macadamia nut tree is going strong, looking pretty healthy. No macadamias so far, but hey, I'll wait. I knew it was going to take a long time. If you see my video on my channel about growing macadamias, you've got to be patient. And I forgot to say that the olives are ripening, which the local birds are loving. There's some beautiful native birds here, and they love olives, and it's pretty cool seeing them in the trees. Here's my other pumpkin patch, and it looks good, but it's a bit of a fail. I can't see a single pumpkin this season. It's only really started to kick into life now, which is getting a bit late, but you know what? It's already there. Let's just leave it there and see what it does. I've got a few flowers here for the pollinators, but I've hand pollinated a couple of flowers, but they've not taken, some of the females that is. So yeah, let's see, but I'm not really expecting much out of this now. My outdoor entertaining area, that's a work in progress. I'm going to strip it clean and get in some new timber and make shelving, and then have grow bags all around in a big U shape. And that's going to have everything from lemongrass, curry trees, all my herbs. Easy to pick things like a few strawberries and blackberries, but mainly stuff that I use in the kitchen where I can just come out and grab things that I need. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of herbs and things like that. Chili peppers, capsicums, bell peppers as other people call them. So yeah, that's another project. Don't know how I'm going to do it, but hey, I'll make some sort of shelving and see how it goes and bring you along for the journey. It's so good to be able to walk out the back door and just grab things when you need them. If you're making a stew, to grab herbs, or if I'm making Asian foods, I've got lemongrass and curry leaves and chilies and things like that handy. So I do recommend growing things like that near your back door or near your kitchen area if you can. Thank you so much for watching my video today. If you wouldn't mind watching this video on the screen right now, I'd much appreciate that. And hopefully I'll see you in the next cooking or gardening video. Bye for now.